Just joining us, we are asking if we are slaves to our own loans. Before we get to that situation, let us see what you are saying on WhatsApp. We have I am Naliaka watching from Athi River. Yes, loans are forms of slavery. After borrowing, majukumu yanakuja mob. Alafu time ya kulipa ikifika unaweza kuwa na wasiwasi. Ile design umepata donda 1000. Okay. Basically amesema kuna mashida hapo. Going on to mention a couple of other apps. Then we have someone else says, yes, it is slavery because our income is less than our expenses. Hence, will force us to quick digital loans. This is Keeping a Teach from Bomet. Thank you very much, Keeping a Teach. This borrowing has broke people on the verge of suicide. Collaterals must be worthy the loan value. Yeah. Way. All right. You know, when someone mentions, because you know people who've killed themselves because of financial obligations they cannot meet.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So probably there's a caller who called in earlier on from Diani, Nyongesa. Na akasema someone, you know, took his ID, went and registered, and now he's listed on CRB over a loan he did not take. Yes.
I think that's an exception. Of course, it's a fraud issue. What I would advise him is to visit the CRB that listed him. There are only 3 CRBs in Kenya, so he needs to find out which CRB listed him. He visits them and find out what the amount is. Let them also find out who took that loan and from where it was taken from. Report to the police. So that's a one in an exception case, which can easily be resolved. So that's the advice I will give him.
Yes.
Yep.
Sasa kama ilichukuliwa na mtu kwa Marsabit na yako Diani.
Let him report. Let him go to the CRB first, get more details, report to the police, and hopefully he can get a solution to it.
Okay. Yeah. Peter, yes. Do you think that the reason why we are slaves to our own borrowing culture is the fact that probably even we were never taught, we were never trained on how to just take care of our finances?
Yeah, that's probably one of the reasons of how we got ourselves here in the first place. It all goes down to money management, how it all started, how you were introduced to borrowing.
Yes.
At the end of the day, borrowing is not bad. There's nothing wrong with borrowing. In fact, if you look at all the big companies, they borrow heavily to finance their activities. So it may be, yes, a question of how you were introduced to borrowing when you were younger. But that doesn't mean that anybody has a right to take advantage of you because you do not understand how repayments are supposed to be made. People should not take advantage of that. But again, we should ask ourselves, how did we get here in the first place? What happened? How did we end up? Why are we suddenly everybody wants to borrow quick money?
Because we are broke. We're a broke country.
I will tell you. I will tell you. We got here because, don't forget, we had banks in the past that used to loan us money.
But you said so there was due diligence?
They were taking too long to conduct their due diligence.
Yes.
A bank that has been with you for 15 years, they know you. They visited your home. They visited your business premises.
They know your trends.
They know your money is concerned. They can see where your money is coming in. The problem is the banks, there was a time that the banks took too long to get on board this new technology.
Okay.
Then all the banking went onto your phone. The banks were still expecting you to go and queue. Who was going to go? You take a matatu to go to your bank and queue. And queue there for 2 hours.
When banks were only in the CBD.
Yes. So, hiyo kuchelewa ya banks drove us into mobile technology.
Okay.
It's so easy. You just sit in your house and get the money. Now the problem is, as I said, the government is responsible for everyone in this country. And the government should make sure that these people who are coming up with these apps are also checked. I can ask you, do you know where the office of these apps are? Do you know the offices?
I have absolutely no idea.
Do you know who they are?
No.
But you just download their app and borrow their money. Now, when they start harassing you, you don't even know who is harassing you. You know, every time you're being called, it's a different person calling you. So, where is the government in this? The government should come in and say, look, now another question. When you go to the bank, the amount of documents that you're supposed to provide to just get 1 million shillings, they reach here.
ID, PIN number.
So many things.
The birth certificate.
Yeah. Sometimes it's even so funny. An institution that has an account with you is also asking you for a bank statement. They themselves have the statement in the system. Now, Apps, do they ask you for any document?
No.
You just download
Yes.
the app and you're ready to go. So there's an element of the government needs to come in because citizens should not just be allowed to borrow left, right, center.
True.
You need to, as you said, some of these people maybe didn't have a background on money management, finance, managing their debts or how to borrow.
Right.
Guide them. You cannot blame the people borrowing. It's the government that should come up with guidelines on who should, in fact, loan. Some of these people, we don't even know them. You're just borrowing.
Some of them are international companies. I don't even think they're based here.
Companies.
Yes.
And then, now, in one of the feedbacks we've seen there, somebody has talked about suicide. Honestly, you cannot live, you cannot let the situation get to a point where someone wants to take their life because of they owe people 5,000 shillings.
But you know, you're called by this one, you're called by this company that you borrowed, you're also called by your bank, you're called by your landlord, you're called by your wife.
Bonambuvi, let me say this. Let me say this. Those people loaning us money are taking a risk to loan us money, isn't it? We're also taking a risk to borrow their money. Both sides are taking risks. Therefore, they know very well that there's a high probability you might not pay. Okay? So they shouldn't drive you into thinking of committing suicide. Yet they also took a risk in loaning you. When a group of people seated somewhere are driving an innocent citizen into thinking of committing suicide, in fact, in my opinion, unless those people meet certain government guidelines, they shouldn't complain if their money is not paid.
Let's answer a call from Mark. Mark, good morning. Hello, Mark.
Yes.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine.
What is your question or comment?
My question is, I'm a young borrower.
Yes.
I took, yes.
Okay.
I'm fine. My question is,
yes.
I'm a young borrower.
Yes.
I took a loan with the KCB Oma Bay branch in 2016.
Okay.
Yeah, I was paying that loan through a check-off system because I took it with my salary account.
Yes. Yeah,
I finished paying this loan in October 2019.
Okay.
So I went to Cooperative Bank this year in January.
Yes.
To take another personal loan.
Okay.
But Cooperative Bank Oma Bay refused to process for me a loan because they said that KCB branch in Oma Bay has not updated my credit status with the CRB.
Okay.
I've been to KCB Oma Bay for the last 3 weeks, nearly every single day. I've done mails, I've made phone calls so that they can update because I took a loan with them.
Yes.
I paid so well. At no single point did I default.
Okay. Thank you, Mark.
No matter the efforts I've made, I go to the branch every day, but then they cannot update. The manager tells me that all she can do is to just do emails, and there's nothing they can do. Yet, the only mistake I did was to do business with them, and I'm now a victim of their inefficient system. Now, my question is this: where can I get help under such a scenario?
Okay, thank you very much, Mark. Wacha tuone kama tutakusaidia. I know you're not representing any of those banks.
Yes.
So think about that answer as I check what is on WhatsApp. WhatsApp mnasema nini? We have Vincent from Nairobi. How can you know a good app to borrow? Because many apps are charging registration fees once you pay. The contact goes off, no response. If there's which are they? Okay. Vincent nimekuelewa. Thank you very much. Let's address here haraka. Are there registration fees?
There are no registration fees.
To be honest, I have not downloaded any of these apps. I have not borrowed money from any
There
of
are
them.
no registration fees for any responsible digital lender. You will not be asked for any registration fee. So anybody asking for a registration fee is a fraudster.
Okay.
And you should not take a loan from them.
Vincent, umesikia? Mtu ambaye anakuitisha pesa ndiye akupatie pesa. Wachana naye. All right. In the case of Mark, Mark akona shida nyingi sana.
This is about the name, not the update.
Okay.
Updating his, he borrowed money and paid. Okay, that sounds like an internal issue with the financial institution that loaned him the money. I think if they are watching, then they need to move quickly and update his status. Now, but there's another issue here, Bonambuvi.
Yes.
To just add to what he has said. Now, and I stand to be corrected.
Okay.
I think there's that issue of if you borrow money and you are listed on CRB, but you repay the money, your name still remains there for 7 years or something like that. I stand to be corrected whether that is true.
That's true.
Now, that is wrong. In my opinion, the rules of natural justice, a debt paid is a debt paid.
Ni hivyo.
I cannot pay you your debt on Monday, and then you're still talking about me on Friday, as if I didn't pay you.
Not fair.
It's not fair. I don't know how that law came into being, that once we borrow money from anybody and we are listed and we pay, we still remain there for 7 years. You want to tell me that you can make a Kenyan carry a burden of he paid you your debt, and you're still making him carry that burden for 7 years. Every time he wants to borrow, they go into CRB and they tell him, oh, now you had borrowed from these people, ulilipa, lakini now it's the 4th year, so you still got 3 years to go. 3 years of what?
Goja, is it actually a thing?
No, let me say that even if, so long as you've cleared your loan,
yes,
and you've been cleared from CRB, you qualify.
For another one.
The only record is to say on the CRB that you had taken a loan that you did not pay. It's just a footprint. But the fact that you've cleared with CRB, that qualifies you to go back to.
But that is, to be honest, Bonambuvi,
yes,
we are talking about the rules of natural justice. I have paid you your loan.
Okay.
Leave me alone. Stop referring to a loan that I paid you. Stop telling me that I had not.
Whether nililipa vizuri ama na shida. The point is nililipa.
Do you know what Kenyans go through to repay those loans?
I know.
And then you still keep that record. You cannot do that. Even if you've been punished for an action, something that you did, once you've served the punishment, leave that man alone. So when somebody goes to the bank and sits down, or SACCO, or any other place, and then you start telling the person, I can see here, you paid. Why are those records there in the first place? Why are they there?
So
I paid you.
So maybe, again, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
The moment today I walk into a bank called K24 Bank.
Yes.
And I take a loan of 1 million shillings. Immediately I am listed at the CRB.
That's a positive listing.
Okay.
So it's saying
they say that at K24 Bank I have a loan.
Yes, which is a good thing.
Okay.
You've taken a loan.
And then I pay this loan.
Yes.
So what happens? So my name still remains on CRB as someone who once had a loan.
Absolutely. So the way CRB works is it looks at the positive and the negative side as well. It's not just about the negative side. They also look at the positive side to it. Do you repay your loans? Are you on time? Because that's a good behavior.
Yes.
But on the other side,
I qualify faster if I'm a good payer.
Yeah, you're a good payer. And the next time you come, the digital lender will be looking at your history.
Okay.
Are you paying well?
All right.
Are you somebody who is responsible? But going back to what I said at the beginning of this interview, I think the problem we have in our society is one of user behavior. And many years ago, a very senior person spoke of Kenya's peculiar habits.
Yes.
We are a peculiar people. And when it comes to money, we're even more peculiar. You will borrow money, you don't know what you want the money for. All right? You just borrow for the sake of borrowing. Trace back 20 years ago to our parents when there was no much money.
Right.
They were earning very little. With the small they had, they were able to educate us. There was no much access to credit.
Right.
They were able to buy plots. They were able to build for themselves.
Right.
Yet there was no much money circulating. But the difference is the behavior they had then and the behavior we have today.
Okay.
Everybody is trying to outshine the other. Everybody is trying to live above their means.
Right.
There's a lifestyle that everybody wants to maintain. So as much as we are blaming the digital lenders, I think for me I say, let's take one step back. What behavior is driving us?
Right.
Is it a peer competition kind of thing?
Okay.
Because for the young people, because if you look at the digital loans, most of the people are actually below 35 years.
Okay.
And most are male.
Wanaume ndio wanakopa.
Wanaume ndio wengi.
Ndio tupatie wanawake. Kidogo. We have a gentleman from Kibera, Jackson. Good morning.
Morning.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well.
All right. What is your question or comment?
Yeah, I'm Jackson Marango from Kibera. I just wanted to know what can I do when maybe I want to borrow at a SACCO?
Yes.
While I was working at Nakumat, and you know Nakumat went under receivership.
Yes.
Yeah, Nakumat went down, but you know now it was not our fault as an employees.
Very true.
Yeah, so it seems then we had some loan that we were given by the SACCO. And these circles have been stressing us up by post, by messages. And you see there was some shares that they also had, and we had guarantors, and they hold the money from the guarantors and the shares.
Yes.
So in such kind of situation, what can we do now?
Jackson, just a quick question. When you took this loan from your SACCO,
yeah,
what was the purpose of that loan?
The purpose was for investment.
Okay. Did you do that investment?
I did, but you see now it has not even tick up well since then.
Okay.
Because you know the economy of Kenya has not been thriving well.
All right, Jackson, nimekusikia. Wacha tuone kama tunaweza jibu hiyo swali. Thank you. What?
It's a big problem.
That's a serious one.
That's a serious one.
Again, it brings us to the question I asked: Are we slaves to this borrowing culture? Because now, see, he borrowed a loan, company kaanguka. Now the circles are up on their necks trying to get this money back, and he's saying that his investment also failed as well.
Yeah.
So probably before we get to him,
as I had mentioned before, both sides are taking risks. Okay, now the people who loaned him the money were just when they were giving him the money, basically they were managing their risk, and they thought it is worth it. Okay, they knew that this business can succeed or not, and he also knew that his business can succeed or not. That the bottom line is this: these people who are lending the money, they have made Kenyans feel like you must pay at the time they call you, or you must pay when the debt is due.
Yes.
Now, in his case, what probably he needs to do is go back to the terms of that lending, and those people who lend him money also revisit the terms of that lending, and I am sure the two of them can sit down and say, we are giving you an X number of days to come up with a proposal on how you can repay, maybe in installments. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because he needs time to probably be able to see whether he can get his business up and running. Those people who lend him the money, what was the security? How did they secure their money?
So a lot of circles don't take collateral.
Did they secure it in form of shares, or what was the security?
You actually mentioned shares.
If it was shares, then definitely it means that there's some money that his SACCO is holding against what was lent. It's an issue of both parties sitting down and coming up with a workable solution. Okay. Now, if you a while back, again, I stand to be corrected, but the central bank governor had said that people will need to be given more time to pay these loans long after they've borrowed.
Okay.
Now, and that's why I brought up the point of when you loan somebody money, there should be a window of further negotiation or on repayment. If that person owes you 5,000 shillings and is not able to pay, do you have an opportunity for that person to send you 1,000 and then send you maybe another 1,000 after 30 days, and then send you another 1,000?
So instead of having to pay maybe 5,000,
yes,
allow me to at least even give you the 2,000 I have.
Yes, because first of all, that person has not called you and told you, I will not pay. That person is going through some problems. Remember, you took a risk to lend. He took a risk to borrow. So you should not hound this guy, calling him every 1 hour. You should instead say the person should give you a workable solution and tell you, I'll send you 500 shillings every month, or every week
until I can recover.
Until I can recover.
Okay.
That way, you give people breathing space. At the moment, you've seen somebody.
The guy who talked about suicide.
Talking about suicide.
Right.
Now you're telling me that a Kenyan can think of suicide because of 5,000 shillings. Now, it's because if you are being called at 7 a.m., and some of them will call you even at 7 a.m., you have not even woken up, a call comes through about this. 7 p.m. that person is calling you. 10 p.m. that person is calling.
Hato jakula breakfast.
Hato jakula breakfast. You are literally haunting this person. That is why I said a bit of regulation is needed.
Yes.
Two people cannot take risks and then one is made to shoulder the entire risk.
The burden.
Yet two people took the risk.
Right.
So these are things that need to be looked into.
James, we've had that caller talking about, his business failed, his employer failed, and now, they're holding his shares. He has no money. Sasa anasema afanye nini? What would you advise him?
Good. First of all, I will want to encourage him the failure is not to the end of everything. The fact that the investment failed, he should not lose heart and give up.
Yes.
For every failure, it's an opportunity to learn. So I first want to encourage him, let him not lose heart, let him take the lessons, but he needs to think of how to resettle whatever he owes the SACCO.
Oh, okay.
All right? The SACCO is also in business. Whatever they lent him, it's money they borrowed as well. You never know. They're also being hounded on the other side. There are two sides to the coin, and that's what people forget. The lender who gave you that money, he also borrowed that money somewhere, and that money needs to go back with an interest. So what I will encourage him is let him negotiate with the SACCO, think of a partial arrangement, and maybe even prolong the repaying period.
Yes.
So let him negotiate that.
Ni venye tunasemanga kama Wakenya, ni kuelewana.
Ni kuelewana.
Ni tuongee. Let's start a dialogue.
The problem becomes when you go under, the SACCO can't get hold of you. They are calling you, they are going to your village, that's a problem. Because the guys are also in business.
Okay.
And they want to run.
All right, so we have about a minute and a half to conclude this. Are we slaves to our own borrowing culture? Let me start with you.
We are getting there. I would say we are now becoming slaves to this borrowing culture, and I would tell people, borrow responsibly. If I would tell people to think a bit before you borrow. Why don't you maybe take a day or two to think about it? Do you really need that money? Can you do without it? Is there any other solution? Maybe you can find instead of borrowing that money. Take your time, think about it, because now we are getting to a place where it's becoming pandemic.
Right.
It's a big problem. Think about it before you borrow. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe James, are we slaves? Because you remember the guy who just called from Narok, he said that he borrowed a loan from, this bank.
Yep.
Amelipa, Sasa he needs another one. And he just paid that one in October. Sasa it's barely 4 months later and he needs another one.
Let me say that you become a slave of what you cannot control. We are slaves of so many things. There are people who are slaves of betting. There are people who are slaves of alcohol.
Yes.
So let's not just isolate borrowing on its own bucket.
Okay.
I think we are slaves of many things, and it boils down to our behavior, our judgmental capability. But if you allow borrowing to take hold of you, and you have no control, and you want to live above your means, then you become a slave to it.
Yeah.
Same case goes to betting and the many other things. So you'll become a slave when you decide not to be in control.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at our WhatsApp feed and see what has been said. Digital loans are a serious problem in Kenya. In my case, I have loans from almost 10 apps. Mimi wakiitana AGM yao ni kama watanitafuta wote. Okay, I know we are laughing, but that's a serious matter.
It's a serious matter.
10 loan apps.
Yes.
And I'm assuming included in that, of course, a bank or two are involved.
Yeah, very true, yeah.
Wakenya wamesota na wamechoka. But thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us. And of course for your insight. Peter's plots, hizo plot ziko wapi? Mimi nataka
ziko mingi all over.
Brody maguta
mingi sana maguta mingi sana, they are all over.
Okay.
All over.
All right, James as well, thank you very much. Fintech, if you guys can make things absolutely better in regards to that space, tutafurahia sana. Jeff Moto, uko na loan?
Yes, bado. We have started 2020. I have not taken it. Wow. I have survived January. Na hii ndio time tu uchukua.
Ama wakitana AGM kama ule.
Bana, they can call. In fact, wanasema mbona huyu hajachukua. We have been waiting. Although funnily, I think one viewer pointed out, I have been made a guarantor and I didn't know. So I got an SMS. Paul Mbuvi hasn't paid the loan. Please tell Mbuvi to pay his loan. And I'm like, I didn't know.
That's a fraud.
No one had told me about it.
Did you know the person that borrowed that loan?
I know him, but he hadn't informed me of this particular thing.
Akasema niaje, chetu niandike tu Jeff Moto hapa.
Andika tu hapo kama, because he has my number because I'm in his phone book. So like you said, it's fraud, and I think I need to report.
Uliongea naye lakini amelipia deni.
I hope so, because I haven't got another message since that time.
All right, we've come to the end of the show. Of course, if you want to get in touch with this gentleman, please let us know. We'll definitely put you in touch. The daily brief is coming up next.
Okay, of course. Samuel Joroge is back. He'd been off for a while, but of course, him and Chick Sharora are going to be on from 9 till 12:30 the daily brief. Have a great day. We are back tomorrow bright and early. God bless. Bye-bye.
Anyway, ni guarantor.